Now we begin here in Nairobi, where the government's flagship infrastructure, the standard gauge railway, has run into more trouble with only weeks before the second phase begins. Now activists opposed to the project staged a protest to Kenya Wildlife Service headquarters to oppose the route map of the multi-billion shilling project. Conservationists say the new route will hive off more than 200 acres of the park. KTN begins our coverage of Friday with this story.
Conservationists and wildlife activists at it again. This time protesting the commencement of the second phase of the standard gauge railway meant to hive off more acres of the prestigious Nairobi National Park. The group, angered by an announcement made earlier this week by the Kenya Wildlife Services that a rail bridge would be running across the historic Nairobi National Park when round 2 of construction of the multi-billion shilling project begins. Only last year, the Kenya Wildlife Services signed a pact with the Kenya National Highways Authority, ceding nearly 90 acres of the park to the southern bypass, which has since been completed. Conservationists estimate that another 200 acres of the park will go to the railway project if the government goes ahead with its plans.
Placards, chants and street protests. This is what is slowly becoming synonymous with the standard gauge railway, especially when it comes to the construction passing through the Nairobi National Park. But the question is, will these demonstrations yield any fruit? And this time, will their voices be heard?
Unataka kunipa petition ama mnatakaje?
Voices that they consolidated into a 5-page petition written to the country's head of state, urging him to consider their concerns that the park was slowly losing its fight to infrastructure development in the country.
Right now as we speak, Chinese are already building a station. They are already drilling boreholes. They are already excavating even a whole tunnel at Niangong. This without any consultations with the landowners or any public participation by the public as provided for by the Constitution.
But the KWS management says that the demos are premature and that construction is yet to receive the green light, only that an environmental impact assessment is set to begin.
Part of the process of the environmental impact assessment will be a number of public fora where everybody will be able to express their views.
He says that we are going to negotiate or talk to the Kenya Railways. But what we are telling him is the community, the Maasai community, gave up that land for conservation. And they are the custodian of this park. So if they send us Kenya Railways, that means they're just shifting goalposts. We will not agree to that, and we want KWS to give us a satisfactory answer.
The plans announced on Tuesday this week indicate an assessment that would affect a stretch of more than 6 kilometers into the park, with a bridge expected to pass across the park, dividing it into 2.
This is our heritage, a national park, the last national park in a cosmopolitan area. If we destroy this, we are showing everybody that it is okay to touch any other national park or any other wildlife sanctuary. And for this, I say no.
Last year, conservationists staged similar demonstrations after the Kenya Wildlife Service and the Kenya Railways agreed to annex a section of the northern side of the park to avoid huge costs that would have been incurred in form of compensation had the railway passed through its original route of Athi River and Mulolongo. That battle was lost in the courts, but the bigger war of saving Kenya's oldest wildlife park is far from over. Timothy Otieno, KTN News.